Wow, we're halfway there. Wow, living out of breath. Oh no, I can hear myself. Ah. Ooh, that's weird. Take my hand, we'll make it elsewhere. Wow. I have a really bad throat at the moment. Not because of the problem I've been having the last year. I think I've got like a summer flu, but like I don't know really what's caused that. Take my hand, we'll make it elsewhere. Wow, living out of breath. Lo-fi. Living out of breath. Oh, that's loud. Actually, can you guys hear that? Yeah. Boy. Wait, where did I just put my chats? Here. One of them. Two of them. Nope, it's the same one. YouTube, there you go. Why not hit the gym will make you feel better? I think we have very, very opposing interests if you think the gym makes me feel better. I went to the gym for 2 years, 5 to 6 days a week, and I only did it for, well, I did it because it was good for my body, but because mostly socializing. Not everyone feels better after the gym, unfortunately. That is an all to their own type deal. Yeah, it makes some people feel better. Or certain people feel better. I mean, I bought weights and everything, and I've been going for long walks, but recently the heat has just been freaking killing me. Just not gymming, right? You're right. You know, I lost all that weight, had a decent amount of muscle gain, and overall was much healthier, but it was me. I was doing something wrong. I find that really funny. But people honestly, it's just a very, very common topic I do see online. I know you're only trolling, moderate, but it's a very common topic I see online where people do legit say that. You're just not doing it right if you don't feel better. Some people, after exercising, just feel tired and not great. It is hard to balance between work and gym. You're 100% right. That's why I bought weights, but my room gets to 30 plus degrees Celsius, and it's really, like, it's at 30.5 degrees Celsius right now, and just in case, 30.5 Celsius to Fahrenheit. That is 87 degrees Fahrenheit. That is too hot for me to work out. I feel so uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable just sitting here in this temperature. You know what? I should really start making fruit juice smoothies and stuff again. That's always really, really nice. This is partly why I want an aircon so I can work out again. Yeah, I was going to say, I had a feeling it was going to say you was way hotter. Yeah, I'm just not used to the heat. I'm really good in the cold. Like, if it's -5 degrees, I just sit out. Sometimes I could just sit outside in my shorts. Like, my body is so much more built for the cold temperatures than it is the hot. I assume, does juicing mean, like, inject yourself with steroids? I love cold and red. Ah, that's so sad. See, England is really weird because, like, we have a lot of everything, but anyone I know who comes to this country says our weather sucks because even our hot temperature doesn't feel good. Now, I wouldn't know because I've not been abroad, but it's the same when people go abroad. They say Tokyo's not brilliant because of all the humidity in the air because it's a very dense place. But, for example, going to Spain and stuff, people claim the hot temperatures in Spain feel way better than the hot temperatures in the UK. I don't really know what that means. Because of their bread. Yeah, we have way less sugar in our bread. I mean, English bread. In fact, we have no sugar in our bread. Because the sugar in our bread comes from the flour, the natural glucose in the flour. American bread is sweetening European bread. Looking for Italian bread, German bread, French bread, and British bread. Wait, our bread is softer? British bread production has been industrialized to combine large, remote centers, of production. Plastic wrapped loaves with long shelf life. Long shelf life? Long? The bread here lasts like a week. Is that considered long? How long does bread last? Fresh bread, this is from Tesco's, can last 2 to 3 days. Is that a long shelf life? Admittedly, I tend to eat bread. My bread tends to last probably up to a week before it either gets really stale or starts to go moldy. Is that considered long though? Like, the fact that this here is saying long shelf life. Because if you put it in the fridge, it lasts longer but goes stale quicker. Their bread lasts 2 weeks. Yeah, I was because of the sugar. Sugar helps. Sugar helps to absorb moisture, which means it's less. Which means it's a lower chance for it to go moldy. Because that's why you. That's why when you put like in a can or whatever, you can fill it with sugar and it stops it from going moldy. Same with using salt. I think sugar does the same thing. I could be wrong. Wait. Does sugar stop mold growth? Yes, sugar doesn't. Yeah, okay, yeah. It works the same as salt. Where it can slow down mold growth. So the more sugar in the bread, the longer it will last. Which makes sense, because brioche always lasts longer. I like going into the rabbit hole of these things. I like British bread, though, but I've never tasted other bread, so it's hard for me to compare. I like bread a lot, so you know what, let's turn my camera. I don't know how I look, because I'm just very hot and not very nice right now, but I'll turn it on anyway. There, webcam, activate. There we go. I'm not in a good spot, this webcam. Let's aim it down a little bit. And let's aim it. Oh, I can't tilt it. 1 second. Or I can't. There you go. A little bit more. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Bread is great. Oh wait, you can't even hear the music. You're just hearing me talk without no music at all. So today, I've been feeling terrible for motivation, and I thought, let's go for... No, this isn't simple. If anyone looks at this and says this is a simple scene, there's a lot of unique assets in it. A simple scene, in my opinion anyway, will consist of a lot of ununique assets, like no modularity. Lots of modularity. This has very little modularity, right? Because every asset we look at is a different asset to the other. Even our frames, like you could, no, even that's different than that, right? So they're all unique shapes, so they're going to be all unique textures, or I could sort of clump them into a texture map. But I thought this was really cool. Yeah, all the model. This would take. Wait, what? I can't get all this done in one video. Well, actually. If I was here for longer than I wanted to be. I don't want to be at the computer too long because it's too hot in my room. Like, we're already going up to 31 degrees Celsius. Hey, Ashley Easy. Or EZ. Lack of motivation comes from lack of vision. You need a vision from the things you're doing. As in, like a vision of what I want to do? Or, like, what I want to achieve? Or lack of vision as in lack of... imagination of what I want to actually make. I was just a couple of years ago. Good to see you're still streaming. Oh, you say that after I've not been streaming very much this last 2 months. But thank you for coming back, Ashley. So they actually even have a prop, which is funny because they've got a prop section, and so they've got a couple of the props in there. Like the tables aren't down here. The grandfather clock is. This is interesting. The problem with stuff like this though is that, like, let's pop it into F-Spy. F-Spy is a software where you can align the perspectives and get a when you import it to Blender, it will put it in a location where it will align with what it's like lined up here. Now, this looks pretty good at first glance, right? Like these lines line up pretty well. If I go here, look, that lines up pretty well. This table lines up pretty well. This bit here. Grandfather clock, all that lines really well here, and on the green line as well, lines well, lines well, lines well, lines well, all very, very good. Now, if we look at the Z direction, however, this doesn't align at all because it like flares outwards. Now that could be done through the FOV, like your lens, what you call it? That's why I don't work well with stylized images. Yeah, because it's not taken with real cameras. So it depends of like the person whether you get the concept art from. Because some conceptors will 3D model the scene first or get like the basic shapes and then draw around that. Our last concept artist used to do that. So all of her stuff I could throw into F-Spy, and it would work. But the stuff like this doesn't work that way, and it's not too big of a deal because it just means I have to interpret it a little bit differently and try to align it with my own perspectives. I like trying to keep it match up. For those of you who've not seen my old scene, that's right, we're going to the art station. A very good example was this one. This one, when showing across onto this one, does not align very well at all. Technically, I could have zoomed in a bit more, because a lot of... So this actually looks like it overhangs, which was a big mistake on my end. I didn't make it overhang, which probably would have made it look a bit better. But when actually trying to align this, there was a lot of stuff that didn't align, because it looks like it is drawn on a very... Thank you, Ashley. It looks like it's drawn on a very... like you could put it into F-Spy and get it to work. But a good example of it not working very well is this fish. Right? That fish looks like it's rotated to you much more than everything else. Because with the thing he's on, it looks like it's supposed to be facing this way, right? Where the way he's drawn is he's facing this way quite a lot. When I actually had to 3D model it, look how much mine is turned on this direction. Because in a 3D environment, unless I was to tilt that entire sign towards the camera, it doesn't really work. And that's fine. Again, when a concept artist draws something, it's not your job to make it a 1-for-1, right? It's your job to make it now represented in 3D. So yeah, it's what I did worked. What I did worked. Full stop. Right? What I did worked out. Oh, you know what? I should have put little circles around these, shouldn't I? Yeah, look, they got like little labels, and I've added that. Did I have got suitcases? Oh, I modeled little suitcases for them. Yeah, and it's just trying to get it to work in a 3D space. And sometimes if you're only doing a one-directional thing, you can warp it without many ramifications because it's all done from that one angle. And that's like TV environments, like TV scenes, like Friends living room set. For example, in TV shows, is there a set one where I can actually see it with the camera crew? No. Friends TV show. I can explain it anyway. I don't need to Aha, here. So wait, I don't want the video, I just want the image. Oh, I want that image. That's like the thumbnail. Sitcom scene set. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. The sitcom scene set. I mean, it's like any scene in it. Well, not necessarily. Sitcoms are more because they've usually got an audience there that has to look upon it as well. But a lot of the time, I like how there's Friends anyway after thinking. The thing with sitcom scenes is they tilt the walls towards you like this, right? So if we actually go into Blender, I like how today's an informative stream instead of just 3D modeling. So put a floor in as well. So if you had a set, right, in reality, you'd have like a square room. You'd have something like, oh, can't even see it. There you go. You'd have something like this, right? Okay, this is really annoying that they don't have a thickness because I can't see them. There you go. You have something like this. This. That'd be like a real scene. That'd be like a real room, right? A square room. You'll have your furniture and stuff, whatever. Make it a bit taller. Oh, that's duplicate. And yeah, right? The problem is when you're viewing that as an audience, you've got these really tight sort of walls now. Whether it's from your camera or from a live audience, you've got these tight walls that sort of block out the size of the vision of the set. So, especially if you have an item over here, it's harder to see that. And it's similar with that fish I just showed you, right? If we had a TV over here, and admittedly, they'd change the camera angle to likely show you what was on it, but if we were viewing it from this angle, and they had something on this telly, you barely would be able to see anything on here, right? Whereas when they actually do scenes, they do them a bit more like this. Which makes... Okay, that might be a little too wide. Which doesn't make too much sense in reality. Because that way the rest of the house would be like if we have a bedroom over here and that was a flat wall, you'd have this like really weird arched wall. And then if you were to do this and have it so they're both arched, how's the outside of the building gonna look, right? It just doesn't make much sense from an actual realistic perspective. But from a movie perspective and a TV show perspective, now if you've got something on this telly and you're viewing from here, you have much more sight of what's going on. So if they want to give you a slight view of what's shown on the telly, you can actually see it now. Whereas before, when it was like this, you could barely see that telly versus this, right? So similar with concepts and stuff, people tend to draw things that flare outwards in different directions to allow you to see more of the scene. And for anyone who ever wants to replicate something like I'm going to be doing and like I've done in the past, you have to be aware that that's a thing. Now, can I do a 3 point? No, only 1 point. See, I wonder if it could warp it for me. Oh, I see. Great explanation, thank you. You are welcome. Yeah, so I can't really get around this in a way I'd like to. Where I could just align it in F-Spy. So instead, I'm just going to, like I said, work with what we got. And I actually just quickly did like a block out of it earlier where it's basically this. Now, as you can see, none of this aligns to here. Now, again, if you're only viewing it from one angle, you could actually get away with pulling these out and trying to actually align it. Now, I don't know if I want to do it from one angle. I like when I make an environment that it moves around and stuff, because I feel like you lose the idea of it being 3D if you just have a set angle. I really enjoy it moving, so I'm going to model it around that. Now, I'm actually just going to get rid of this for now and keep this in, and I'm just going to model some of the props because they look really fun. So, we're going to get these. I'm going to put down another monitor, so I've got them to look at, and we're just going to start going on those. I could put it over here. Oh, is there not an always on top in a way to put something always on top in Windows? Always on top window. You can press control space to set a currently active window to always be on top. That didn't work. Control space. First was again set the window to no longer be on top. Okay, that's clearly... Is that Windows 11? Oh, that's Windows 11. No way. They have an option for that in 11? Oh, Control Shift A. Control Shift A. No. Try again. Make sure I click it. Whoops. Make sure I click it. Control Shift A. Damn it. Oh, you mean a Pure... Oh, does it work in PureRef? That's fine. I could just drag it into PureRef. I kind of want it on the screen so you guys can see. I could have just done an overlay of it, but... That was just an image viewer. That's just Windows image viewer. So Control Shift A. Always on top enabled. Heck yeah. Thank you very, very much. This would be way better for my streams. Cool. So it's a square bottom with a inset, a square top with an inset, little rectangle, well yeah, rectangle here, whatever that shape you want to call that, and then a cylinder here, and then a handle. And then the textures I'll just paint on manually. Your cam is... Oh, you're right. Bugger. This side? That's better, right? Yeah. Oh, wow, that's the smallest. Oh, no, I wasn't grabbing it correctly. Yeah. Okay, so... Top's probably tilted more than 90 degrees, but we'll do the bottom first. Try to edit when you're in Blender in edit mode and not in object mode. object mode. Because if you edit in object mode, and then I go to like bevel, for example, you'll see those bevels will be unaligned. Now you can control A and then reset the scale and it will work. But if you just make sure to edit in edit mode, you'll just avoid that issue entirely. It also messes up your UVs doing that. So if I were to select this and then go... So, wait, where did I just scale that? Yeah, scale it in edit mode. Now if I were to UV map this, right, so we just do like a... boom, boom, mark seam. So that, unwrap, and we come into our UV map. You can see it thinks it's still a square. Now again, if I reset the scale and do it, it works. And if I were to have... So let's... Scale this back... Wait. Scale this back up in here. And then scale it down in here. And then if I were to have unwrapped there, it would also resolve the issue. This doesn't seem like it'd be a big problem, but when you're like modeling 30 things and you've unwrapped all of them, it's like, because it's like an asset, let's say it's a gun, and there's 30 different components to that gun, and you have scaled some of them in edit mode, and some of them in object mode. When you go to unwrap, you probably won't realize that some of the assets have the incorrect scale. If you get into the habit of just making sure to select everything, control A and S, you won't have the issue, but sometimes it's easy to actually forget that. So just a very important tip. Do you work at a company in the UK? I do work at a company in the UK. Yeah, PureRef is a very good piece of software. I agree entirely. So we can determine its thickness. I'll get rid of the UV side. Now, I could put this into PureRef if I really wanted to. I mean, technically it's already in there, right? Yeah, like, it just needs to come down here, and then I could just model it like that. But I don't think it's necessary. I can always adjust the shape later. Now, I actually have a bad habit of doing this. I press E and scale inwards, but if you just press R, you inset, which is essentially the exact same thing. But for some reason, I've always opted to press E and just scale. I don't know why. I think that's definitely too deep at the moment. Let's raise it up. Cool. It's really, really simple. It doesn't even look like there's anything actually in here. Now, these are going to get black edges with probably a shader in the post-processing. But I'm still going to just do a quickie single bevel with a single bevel like this. Way weaker. What the heck? How did my mouse give a hit? Way weaker. I mean, probably like that. And then if we just apply a weighted normal and smooth it, it'll just sort of look like they've got rounded corners. It's supposed to be a low poly asset, so I don't really want to put more into this than I have to. See, the thick lines give the illusion it's much thicker than I think it is, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to make it thicker. Just a tad like this. And insert for a rectangle because it keeps the walls even thicker. I scale for cubes and insert for complex shapes. Yeah. I think I just always... Maybe I do press I more than I think I do. I have the habit of thinking I don't do something often, and then when I actually check, I'm like, oh, actually, no, I did it more often than I thought. Now, again, the thick line kind of makes it look like there's like a slight curve to there. But I'm not sure. I kind of like it like that, and then keep it sharp here, because that's the part like here. Yeah. So I'm going to go into edit mode and put the next one in. So we're going to keep it flat for a second. That technically should match the... Well, I mean, what I could just do... Because we want this to... Oh, look, because that looks sharp there. So when it comes down, it won't match that. So maybe that is just sharp. I like it beveled there. Maybe I'll just bevel all of them a little bit then. It's like a little bevel like that. And then we'll just grab... In edit mode, we'll grab this. Pop this up here. And I'll keep it flat for a second because I want to put the other bits of the shape on it, but then I'll tear it afterwards. And it clips right there. Weirdly enough, I guess I'll just do it for both. This looks like it's not as tall as that, but I definitely want it to be shorter. So if we just grab you and move you down 0.2, grab you, move you in 0.2. bit more like that, I'd say. Go to edit mode again. A good tip I can give is when you're modeling, try to reuse parts of the asset because it's just a bit faster. If it's shorter, it won't close correctly. Yeah, I did them both the same. I did 0.1 meters down that way. Meters, Jesus, this is a very big object. 0.1 meters this way, so that should perfectly align again, I think, right? There you go. That's another question. Do I want to bevel this pile? I think I do, right? Yeah. I'll do it to the bottom as well. So we're going to put this in Unreal Engine 5, and I want to see if we can take advantage of Lumen and stuff. Even though I've been doing that for a couple of months now. Anyway. Wait, normally it needs to be on top. Wait, no, do it need to be on top? No, they don't. Oh, I'm surprised that comes up so sharp. Oh. There you go. I was like, that doesn't look right. Okay, cool, that's fine. Okay, cool. Did you made those lines yourself, or did you use an add-on? Wait, which lines? Which lines? Anyways, as I was saying, a good tip when you're modeling something is try to repurpose the shape you're using. The unwrap line. The unwrap lines. Oh, these? The ones that are on there at the moment? No, I just, they were there from a second ago. Not clear sharp. Clear mark. Clear scene? Oh, that's it. I just selected them and did like a basic unwrap. And then you'd mark that as a seam. Boom. That should work, right? I feel like that's not going to work. It doesn't feel like it's correctly unwrapped. No, that works. That works. Because it dips in, you'll get this really harsh sort of bit here. You know what? I actually still might pull that a little bit forward. And the same with you, a little bit up. Make it a little bit more shallow. And then, definitely needs to be thinner. And then pull that up. It should already have a bevel on it. I feel like the bevel's too much of that, though. Oh, well. We could make that little note inside as a physical mesh instead of a texture. Depends on what we want to do. If white's fine both ways, it's literally just going to be like this. Put it slightly in front of it. Sometimes a physical mesh gives a different charm, I've noticed, when doing 3D versus a texture. But it really depends. Can I click this? Oh. Not when I click that. Let's put shadows on, cavity, both, and turn you down on both a little bit. There you go. You can actually see that. Now we just need the final. Make sure you are in this one. I'm down to now. Again, this could be textures. We could have it as a physical. If we make it physical, it should automatically do this line for me if I've got the shader set correctly. I just need to give it a thickness, so I can get away with like making this a little bit extra thick to cause that effect for us. And you don't want to feel that. I can sort of pull that down. So if we grab you and pull you down to the level of you, grab both of you. Yeah, I'll give it a thickness. So do I want a thickness? Oh, actually. Yeah, slight thickness, and then we'll just do a quick mirror, and apply the mirror, and then delete that middle line. Cool. So having it thickness there will should make the shader allowed to have that. Oh my god, I can't type today. Cool. Can get rid of these two. And I'm going to grab these. And then we're going to do what we did with the other one, which is weighted normals. And then that. smoother, scale that down to the size we want, which is, it extends all the way there and it slightly overhangs here and slightly overhangs here, so you want probably about there. And we're going to place it on top of it. So, slightly more of a gap, I'd say. And then we just want this shape and the handle shape. This will definitely be a texture, no need to do extra on that. I could do extra detailing on here, but I think the object is hiding behind... you don't see the back of the object anyway, yeah, look. But it's back behind we won't need. That'd be interesting, just like rectangles shoved in there. Be interesting. The rug, I'll probably just do some quick sim on. That's a pretty easy rug. So, if you're modeling not with a block out scene first, you'll definitely realize things don't match up, right? But it's fine, because usually you could just scale them. Both work completely fine. I just feel like I want to do the models today, rather than doing the block out the scene. But depending on the day, I just do different things. I do have a nice vinyl on the scene. I'm not going to reuse that, though. Those of you who've not seen that, ArtStation time. Can I smooth that over? Yeah, I had a feeling I could, but it wouldn't look right. Whoa, Blender, you good? Woo. That was kind of cool, actually. I mean, that's going to be way too high poly, though. Look at this. Apply. Whoa. It really depends how far along we're going to care about poly count. Is it holiday today for you? Do you stream every day, or what's the schedule? I have been very, very lax with my streaming at the moment. I usually stream on the weekends. If I get more interest in my streams, I do try to stream more. But yeah, I'm pretty terrible at the moment. The heat, my motivation, everything has just been really dire. I work full time, so that's obviously... I hate using that as an excuse, but that definitely is a contributor to why I've been lazier. But you know what? I will try to stream more. Usually Fridays and Sundays. I usually try to do earlier on Sundays. So in England, British Standard Time, I try to stream anywhere between 2 to 8 on a Sunday. Not the whole length for that time, but that's when I'd start. So still pretty, not very fixed time. And then on Fridays, I try to stream about 8:30 because I finish work at 5:30. I gotta go for my walk. I gotta eat. I gotta do a bunch of stuff. My weekend schedule has been bad the last 2 months. Before that, I was streaming pretty much every single weekend. But hopefully, I'll be a bit more motivated. We are working on a whole new scene. I'm going to ignore... If you've not seen my other scenes I was working on, just to give you a rough idea of what I've dropped at the moment. And we actually had 2. I don't know if moderate... Or 3 if we include the character. Let's get this shape done. So that looks literally like a little needle shape, right? So we can just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edges, right? So it's basically just like this shape with like this, and then it's just thinner on this end and thicker on this end. Make it a bit thinner in general as well. Might be a bit. Somehow click the knife tool. Might be a bit thicker than that, but then yeah, it looks like it just gets a bit thinner over here. That's basically it, right? Like, again, if you're scaling in object mode, remember to reset your scale. And it actually just looks like it's floating, so I might just leave it like that. We're not going to zoom into the scene. We'll try to align it to where it looks like it is. So it looks like it's kind of hitting this edge just about like here. And it actually looks like it's coming way more here, so like that. Yeah, roughly. We could get that a little bevel. Because of people, there was this guy, a couple of people actually recently, basically just saying, do a single bevel and then just do weighted normals. Do a single bevel and do weighted normals, and it gives you like a smooth effect without adding additional bevels. I don't usually add more than 3 anyway. If you look at any of my recent scenes, I usually have 3 bevels max, but it's just nicer to like they. Who was I watching? That's what I'm talking about. You know what makes no sense here is, how is that? I guess it's not actually hitting there. But that, yeah, that basically just looks like it's floating, which is fine. Oh, that bevel. Oh, yeah, wait, scale. There you go. All right, now it's way too strong, so just turn it down a little bit. There you go. And yeah, that's basically it. You're gonna get thick outlines when we have the shader working. So a lot of the effect of this, I think, is gonna come from how the shader works with it. Edit mode. We just want it to be the same object. A couple ways you could do this. I could just literally do this, pull this out. Wait. Why did I do it that way? Oh well. I don't know why I did it that way, because then I'm just going to delete this. Grab this, pull you down. Actually, this probably doesn't need to be pulled down. And you could just have it so it comes in like this without doing the curve first. And you could just bevel the edges. Now, this depends on the shape you're doing. Like, when you're doing pipes, you tend to want to... So pipes have a lot of different ways to do them, actually. Why can't I spell today? Pipes have a and then, yeah, you bevel this edge here. Let's give it like that smooth edge you see over here. Boom. It probably technically has a smooth edge here too, but I'm not sure. You'll end up with engons. You've already got an engon there, but whatever. But yeah, when you're doing a pipe, right, I remember like university, just be like boom, boom, boom. And then you'd like harsh do that, and you like smooth it, and then you'd like try to make it look a bit more pipish by building corners and stuff like that. But it's like so, and then they also showed us a deformer way, which, if I remember how to do it in Blender, is basically something like this. We'll do like a bevel on that. We'll do this, and then what you do is you. In Maya, you just put a deformer line, like a curve. You can use a curve as well. But you basically do mesh deform. Not mesh deform? Simple deform. You can do a bend. But I can never remember how to get the bend to work in Blender. In Maya, it's super simple. Well, that's getting a bit closer. That's bending across the entire thing. Preferably, you'd only want it to bend a certain distance. I guess we could just do this for a second to get the bend in. And you'd get like a bend. Yeah. Oh, is it an empty you need? Right. That's it. Oh. Let's put that over here. So, wait, is it like around this point? And then you empty it through that. And then when you try the empty, you can bend it where you want. Yeah, that's it. So if you've got this shape, you'd want it to bend like here. So wait, does it have what Maya has? I don't often do this. I often just do my bends. Sometimes using the curve. Sometimes a lot of different ways. I was just seeing if I remembered how to do it this way. You want 90. Oh, is that not like a... Oh, restrictions? Whoa. Definitely not that one. Wait, so... I was bending the wrong side. Rotate the empty. Oh, whoa! I was bending the wrong side anyway, but I guess I could just do this. The other axes. That's that one. That's that one. Whoa! And that's... No, that's what I just did. Oh, that's grab. It looks like it's waving around. Wait, so... Ah! Oh, wait, but then that's... Is that because of the limit? very interesting. I like using curves. I did like a chain video and stuff, but yeah. Like basically my point is there's a ton of different ways you can achieve the same effect. I think in this case I just want that. I don't know if I want these corners to be sharp, but again they will change depending on oh, I did so much there because I could have just selected both at the same time and beveled it that way, which would have worked too. Oh well. That, and then we could always. My window's making noises because it's blowing the air. Nah, I'd rather just do it the other way. So the other way would just be the same thing, but I bevel both at the same time, so I don't have to fix geometry. I don't know why I'm doing it this way though. Yeah, we'll just do exactly what we just did. Stop seeing through the object. Put both down. Put those edges in. Oh right, that's why. So what I probably want to do then is just make it so they all reach a corner. Corner. Then just bevel that, because then it will bevel the whole thing. And that's probably the more the shape I'm looking for. Problem is that part gets a bit tougher, a bit wider than I want it to be. So if I could do this, make that one a bit wider, more like that, and then nice. Did not mean to set the edge. Oh yeah, make that one a bit wider, like so. And do this one, make that one a bit tighter. I can. Head. I can just bridge these across, like so. As long as I kept them the same thingy. So that way they're a bit tighter here, and then on the other side I just do the same over here. You know what? I don't even need to select all the faces, right? I just need to select this one, this one, this one, and this one. And vertices. That's probably what I'm looking for more than this shape, I think. Make it thinner. Pop it over here. We've got the little handle on. It looks like it's hanging off. It really shouldn't be. So I want to lift that up. Till it's more like that, and it sort of at the bottom a bit better. Cool. Let's reduce that bevel just a tad. Oh, is that the whole thing? Yeah. Nah, we'll keep it at 0.2. Just don't like it on there. Maybe we'll go in between then. Cool. That's our little cassette done. A little cassette, a little vinyl player. You know what? Maybe the reason that felt weird is because I need this. I made it less thick, didn't I? So maybe I still need to make it thicker. So I'm gonna select this. Go 1, 2. It doesn't matter if the base is a little bit thicker, I guess. It doesn't need to match perfectly with how thick that is. So if I pull that down a little bit, I can now bring this part back up and pull you down a bit better, and move you to the side. So if I won't convert any of it because maybe we don't want to keep some of the modifiers. And we'll go to the next shape, so the grandfather clock. Oh, actually, no, we've got this above it. That's just a cylinder, and then a spread out cylinder with the bits pulled up. I was going to show you the scene. Here you go. So this is what I had been working on. Put on the off screen for now. 100%. Epic. Yeah, just a Simpsons realistic Simpsons environment. I've clearly got over exaggerated shapes like the chairs and stuff. These are a bit weird looking, but that's just what they look like in the show. Yeah, but I don't know. My motivation for working on this has really dropped off. Why is the reflections on here not working correctly? And Lumen just really... I think a big reason was because I spent so long... Like, tries to work in cinematic. I spent so long trying to get the Lumen reflections and stuff to work properly. And they just wouldn't. Because I have software Lumen and not hardware Lumen. And apparently that causes issues. So yeah, but I mean, it still looks cool in certain angles. I think I have some cinematic angles too. Oh yeah, that's the vinyls model I was talking about. I like that angle, but I think I definitely should raise it to like here. What the heck? I got one that's in the thingy. Feel like you've done enough of it, to be honest. I need to do that. Yeah, I think if I just finish polishing this area up, because we don't have like this and stuff, and then get some like decals and stuff working, I think we can just take a picture of these two scenes, like just the kitchen and here, and just don't show in here, because here's not really polished at all. It's just like quick textures slapped on. It's all just tiling textures because I didn't have time. But yeah, I think you're right. I think just here and here, if I get them looking good enough, I think I'll just make that my final thing. Alright, hanging light. So, yeah, it's literally, it's just a cylinder. Where is that in the scene? Here. Let's go into modeling. I have the full screen. Show me. I was gonna say something from a skit that I shouldn't. Got that. This could be. This could be. I never remember how to get back into the settings after clicking off it. This could be way lower. I mean, it probably could just be 8. It's really, really thin. Like when you scale that down, bring it up, then bring it down. Be thinner than that. Bring it down and smooth it. You're probably not even going to notice it's that low poly, right? And then you got like this shape here that basically just connects into, which is just like this. We can fill that part in up here and just have it so it goes inside it. And over here, it just needs to fill in with a bevel or something. Well, it doesn't even need a bevel. I will do a center and properly fill that in. Smooth that. It's not going to smooth here very well. So we'll just want to set this to 50. Still way too thick. This is not right. Or this is be like here, a little bit wider. And I think in general, the wire is still too thick. Because again, a lot of the thickness is going to come from the shader. Right, it's going to give it a thick edge line. You know what? We'll do a quick bevel. We will do a bevel. We won't do a bevel there. We'll do one here. I don't think putting on thingy will work though. Oh no, it looks fine. I'll just sign this. Still needs to be thinner. Thinner here. Maybe thinner overall. Definitely not as tall, but that's easy to change. I still think it needs to be thinner. Which also means this needs to be shorter. And then this next shape, I will use a higher poly one. I'm going to go as high as 16 and subdivide once, then we'll optimize it afterwards. This comes into a peak at the top, but basically we want the bottom part first. What am I doing with vertices? And it needs to come all the way into here, right? And then you basically just need to shape it over here. So if I subdivide once to help with the shaping as well, we get like the generic shape of it with smooth. Be a bit like that. Obviously way too big. Let's actually adjust it to how big it roughly is. Point's not very nice still on over here. this. Pull this up a little bit. A little bit. And then we just wanna, ooh. It's like they come in different, they're like not patterned around, right? So if they were like cohesive or just a pattern, I could have done that, put this down, and you've got like the shape right. But they're not. You've got like these two bits at the front. There's a gap. So I wonder if it actually looks like this. You have your gap here with the 2 points over here. Get rid of 2, get rid of 2, get rid of 2, and you do something. Oh, so it's not the right. So if it is done like that, we need an extra vertice. Or one less vertice. So let's quickly re-grab it as a cylinder. We'll do 15. And as that, I should be able to do that, 2 gap that, 2 gap that, 2 gap that, 2 gap that, and then you pull these down. And let's quickly pull them up first so I don't have to mess with the shape. What if I could just, I can, cool. Pull these down, do a subdivide. And then in here, after applying the subdivide, I just have to pull, like, and then do one on top. I just have to pull these down. I'm worried about the pulley count. Because the better way to do it is probably just to make a long one and then... Oh, hey man, how's it going? Not too bad, 21 shooter. How's it going for you? Yeah, I could just do the bottom silhouette in one straight line and then use a curve. A screw? To connect it up, which would probably just be a better way in general so I can actually modify the shape to how I want. So what I mean is... If I have the shape and put it on grid increments, there you go. Here we go. 2, pull that down to here, and it's like 1 down, 1 up, 1 down, 1 up. And then that should be able to array from there. Do not see the array, there's the array. And then we can smooth that over once as well. Oh, they do, don't they? Yeah, just like a tiny bit. I feel like I've not done that right though. No, let's just go over one more, right? No. Oh no. I'm looking at it and it just looks wrong. Yeah, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. Why does it look like it's slanted? I think it's just my brain. Yeah, so we can pull them down a tad more. Or pull them down and put the others up. I think pull them down like that. And we smooth. Wow, it's really not making that better. Smooth before the array. Smooth after the array. Yeah, that definitely looks wrong. But I'm being too dumb to realize why it looks wrong. That's why it looks wrong. Wait, let's go up to... It's going up higher than... Wait. Oh, it's because when it smooths, it's not smoothing that over. Wait, then... Wait, how do I smooth... That's this one. How do I... Merge. There you go. Okay, okay. Now my brain's not being stupid. Cool. Cool, so yeah, you do that as long as you want. And I should... Is it a screw? Oh, wait, it's probably only doing it, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we probably only want 4. It's screw, right? I'm pretty sure it's screw I've got to use. Screw. Whoa! Oh, that looks sick. You can make like your own thingies with it. Not working. I know there's a tool to make it so it bends around. I mean, I guess I could just use a bend and hope for the best. I think you'd want to pull it so it goes here. Then the problem is oh wait, like you said, do I need to mirror it? Yeah, I need to mirror it in the center. Wait. Wait. Let me bend first, because there should be a... I could have just done the shape normally. I don't know why I'm using modifiers, but... Tip the form, bend... Empty... Bend around the empty... 360 degrees... Very, very interesting. This definitely needs to be lowered, but I don't know, because it's like coming with the... Turn off the subdevice for a second. There you go. How do I bend? Not like that. Can you just not make a cylinder and use its edge as a curve? I could. Wait, could you? Wait, hold on a minute. You mean literally do this, 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 this? No, see, I think you actually have to use a curve. There should be a curve. Circle, right? Circle. This, 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 this? No? It would be here, right? Apparently not. Because you can just grab a curve. I've used curves all the time. You should be able to just grab a curve. Pull that into the center. Pull you so it starts. I'm not sure where it needs to start. I can just change it in a minute. Curve, you. Wait, why can't I set curves? Is it because it's got other... No, it can do it in an array. Oh, wait. I selected the circle when I did it. I think. Go back to mesh. This should work, right? Oh. 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 Oh, ah, lame. How far along did I make it go? Oh yeah, look, wait. Yeah, it goes over 1.5. So if I were to scale it down through that active element and make it so, can I scale down to an increment? That should work now, right? What? Well, that's lame. Can you not adjust the scale of the circle? Ah, yeah, I guess so. And it should do that. You do it so it matches. Which just begs the question. I only want it to be like 4, right? So if I scale the circle... We smooth it. Ooh. Oh yeah, because it doesn't connect at the end, so we'll do that in a minute. I like how this is just not a very good way to do it. I just like messing with modifiers. We'll get this big... Wait. Oh wait, no, that's not doing it all. We want it to be dropping downwards. Not upwards. Wait, so how do you do that? If I were to rotate it, no, it does not work. But when I get to rotate it, really messes it up. I should have just done it in the circle still. It would have been way easier. This next level, Jake, you could just grab the verse after you've done... Yeah, I could just do it from the cylinder. Where's the thing? I just want to see it work. But I've never really learned how to do it, to be fair. So what? It's like down, It's like that, like I said, right? It's down, down. You can turn off that. Down, down, 2 gap, down, down, 2 gap, down, down, 2 gap, down, down. Like this. And these parts are the parts that have like the extra bits in them. So if we smooth it, I should get the extra values here and then be able to pull these down. It just needs to adjust these to be the right place. So there, there. Ah. Oh, did I not select the right distance? I didn't. What, bevel these points before we smooth it and then pull those down afterwards. I think that'll make it too sharp though, won't it? Bevel with like a thing in the middle. And then you pull those down. What's the shape look like? Comes in. If we grab this. That smoothed the part here, right? That's this part here. Comes up to here, and then it needs to come down here. When you're in the middle of all these. Cool. And it comes up to here, and it comes down here, right? And then it comes back up a little bit here. So all this needs to be shifted down a tad. And these parts need to be the pokey points with like the smooth there. Well, and probably a smooth over there too. Here and here. Ooh. Here. That's too pokey though. So we probably want something like this instead. With pokey point there. These are way too low down. These parts need to be lower. I should be doing all the parts at the same time anyway, because otherwise it's not going to reflect everywhere. Alright, so that part is this part here. This part needs to be raised more. So if we grab this. My back is sweating. Because I'm 32 degrees in my room. And we could always do a soft select as well. So these bits need to be slightly down like this. And these parts here and here of each section here needs to be the pointy parts, right? That. Oh, but it didn't come lower. I keep making them lower than the actual other parts, so they need to come down like this, and they need to make these parts lower. Yeah. They look like teeth. Something like that, but the problem is these parts definitely need to be like this. And then it needs to be like pulled together. I think it's because I should have had it more, because now it's... I think that's fine. I don't think I was going to question that looks like this. I do want to pull these ones down on each one. But I think I needed... I've only done it so there's 4 around it, right? I think I should have done like there was 8, because they're clearly not together enough, but that's fine. So wait, what parts am I pulling down? The ones next to here and here. Hey, Megapixel, how's it going? How's work? Hello, Steve. Been a while. Miss watching you. Hey, man. Oh, Wolf. Wolf? Lady Mima Wolf. Is that the wolf I know, or is this a different wolf? I think that works enough. Now we just need to make sure the shape comes up here and actually works. And it can actually go into a cylinder at the top, because we've got it Whoa. Got it subdivided. That's going to look a bit weird. See? So it needs to come like this. Move it. Ooh. There you go. Let's move it. I wonder. Somebody's watching me. Me from the Art 25 up to floating boat scene. Yep, me. Oh, okay. Wow. 25. I think I said it every time you mentioned it. I'm like, wow, that long ago. What does it look like up here? Yeah, it comes into a curve. It definitely needs to be lower here then. Ooh. Whoa, that's cool. Whoa. Actually, why not just do this? Yeah, that's way better. Pull that up to a point. Put you up to a point, and then you just... Problem is you get like that bit here. Is a bit going flat. Because of the extra verts, which makes sense. Doesn't that make sense? Why does it come in a bit more? No, that doesn't make sense. Well, there you go. But that should stay flat. Okay, so move that. Pull up a little bit. That's better. This is way too high poly. Look at this. Whoa. We can reduce the poly count later. And then merge center. Guys, I could literally decimate it now and see how it looks. Problem is, we want all the silhouettes to still be here. So it needs to be... So if we were, for example, to select every other... Got to go bye. Have a good stream. Have a good one, man. It will cause these parts to get sharp. There's a little bit of an awkward situation where I probably have to be very selective with the ones I get rid of. Oh. This looks weird. Definitely needs to get rid of some of these though. Probably do that again. So you can actually go like edge and select edge loop, right? No, select edge loop, and then delete. Pull that up. This. It works. That shape is not as complicated as I should have made it. I don't know why. It's just feeling really complicated for me right now. We'll probably redo that. I'll probably redo this one off stream. I don't know. It still doesn't look right, but it's fine. Oh. Yeah, it does not look right. It looks like a plant. Yeah, we're gonna. You know what? We'll delete it. We'll redo it some other time. Let's get around 5 o'clock. This one's easier. It's a very rigid shape. So we just want to. So it's actually all like one shape, which is cool. So we want to start from the bottom. We want to get the 4 legs in. Now we could mirror it, which make it probably a bit faster. We want to put a leg in. Oh my god, Blender, you good? Okay. We could pop a leg in by either putting an edge loop on there. I'm wondering if it should be done like this. Tighter than that. Oh no, sorry, looser than that. We grab you out. Oh, definitely needs more room than that. Oh, it's also wider at the bottom. Merge or clip. There you go. Like this. We we want to... I still think it needs to be a bit more. So, I'm going to pull you down. And the whole thing needs to still be coming tilted out, right? So if we grab the edges here, we right tad. It probably doing it at the front too, like this. Pull you down, pull you out to match that. Bend. Like so. It still needs to be wider. Cool. Needs to get up here, then it needs to bevel inwards. Bevel inwards, it needs to dip inwards. Don't think it needs to at the front, so it gets like that kind of shape. Then it comes up. I think it's slightly coming out like this. Bottom is definitely way too thick. Put it above the line. Looked like it was disconnected there for some reason in the wireframe. It still looks like it. Want to shape, if you want an area to be flat, 'cause you haven't got it flat yet, you can always set that to normals and then scale that in. Oh yeah, this whole thing is not flat. There you go. I made the area nice and flat. Similar over here. Like this normals out. We want to double that out a tad. Like so. Want to obviously put a hole in the middle. Yeah. And pull you out to the side. Put the hole in. I could probably just do this. Oh yeah, we mirrored at the back as well. Maybe we'll get rid of one of the mirrors. The one at the back. Okay. Pull that in. Actually. Pull that in. So we got a hole. I think it needs to be thinner. There. Put that in so it gets a hole. We also, the feet look like they actually come in. Not in that direction, but they look like they do this. They look like they do this. This. Cool. Nice, we've got the glass going in between them. And what I want to do now, grab this. Yeah, that's fine. Give that a slight thickness. Don't need this edge loop. Oh, leave that one on top here. Don't need this edge loop. There's a new project. Yes, sorry, didn't see that. Yes, this is a new project. I'm working on this. I've only just started it though. I've been pretty well. It's very, very, very hot at the moment, and I've been really feeling it. It's really, really not very nice. I do not like the heat at all. I really, really dislike the heat, actually. I'm a much more colder environment person, so when it gets really hot, I just really dislike it. I think this needs to be a hole, right? Put that in. Needs to come out, can't be flat. Oh, actually, this looks like it's slightly offset to that. Like this. Pull that in, delete the shape that it makes. Oops. No. Space. Sam, I just sold a kidney for one of those portable aircons. Worth it. I might buy one of the proper aircons. Like the £350 one. I've been looking at it online and I'm just like, oh. Can I double G that? No, I can't. I feel like these still need to come in a bit more than what I did. Why does the top of this not look flat? Yeah, that's why, because it wasn't in the bottom. Yeah, there you go. Put them in a tiny bit more. I think the whole thing needs to be poured in a tiny bit, that's why. Was clipping. Cool. There's a glass that's going to be in front of this, but we'll do that separately. I'm doing paying free so it feels better. I never do that. I know a lot of people it feels better for, but like, I hate paying stuff in finance. It's never... Well, it's called finance, right, when you do it like that. Usually. Oh, wait, no. Way easier to do this shape, to be fair. It's just to get a cylinder. Make it equal spaces. 16. And it looks like it comes up, and then it looks like it splits out a little bit. Like that. Merge center. Merge center. There you go. That's how you make a free cheese blend. Free pizza. Again, we'll have a glass at the front, but it's at some other point. I do want to put some bevels on things to make them look a little bit nicer. Ooh, that's giving a weird shape in the middle. Cool. Now we've got to do the top part. I'm probably going to do that with a... Because that definitely looks like it's glass there, right? I might just do that with a semicircle bullion. Might be a bit easier. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, this comes up. I need it to come up to here, so slightly out. Still a fraction out. And then I need it to go boom, 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 boom. Why have I got these edges here? Oh, right. I can connect these here and make it simpler. Pull this out. This looks like it flares out even more than what it's doing. It's doing this. And then we just want to grab the top. Pull this up. Oh, wait. There's not this. I'll pull this up. Pull this up like that. And we get a little bit of a curve right now. Be up a little bit more. I knew he was going to do that. Cool. And then we could do something like this to give it more of a smooth. But preferably... I make the mirror connect now. Preferably I want to optimize all this. So a way to do that is you come where you want it to detach, you basically start pulling them across, right? In the middle. So there is a way to make it do it quicker than this instead of having to manually do it, but I can't remember how you do it. Do I want to do it that way? I'm just thinking now. Maybe not for now, I'll do it later. But what I definitely want to do is make it so it's smoother at the top. We could achieve with a bevel. Make it smoother. But the problem is how far along do we need that to go? Because it will start breaking other pieces if we bring it down more. You know what? I took away the mirror and I already want it back. Wait, do I want it back? Because I won't be able to do this in the middle. That's the main one. That's pretty smooth like that. And you get these bad points here. Get these bad boys. What you gonna do? I got a good way to do it. Select the middle face and extrude. The middle face and extrude? Wait, here? You mean this part? You know what? Saying that. Is then what you'd want. This is not going to turn out very good. It's something like this. This gives you the curve here, and it gives you the curve up here. You just need to place them in the proper places. Which is probably wider, like this. We delete that for now, and we can bring it in a second. I can select it easier. He says after selecting the wrong things like 3 times. There you go. That does not look smooth though. Right. The fridge door was open for a few hours. Oh god, how much is defrosted? Yes. Why is it like really harshly doing it over there? Yeah, it looks really funky when it goes over there. Maybe if I put this up a little bit. I can always make it bigger in a minute. That's better. If it does a very good extrude. At the bottom always comes out not very flat. Yeah. Kind of? Doesn't look right when I make it bigger though. Looks great, you think so? It doesn't look right. It looks like it needs to be taller and wider or something. Something looks wrong, very, very wrong about it. I mean, I guess it works. I mean, it needs to be bigger in general, I think. Whichever way I can find, there you go. A bit wider over there. Hey, Lego Creator Animations, how's it going? What am I selecting here? Jesus. Be more like this, a little bit wider. A bit tighter. What's going on here? Why is that shape having so much trouble? What did it say? A bit too wide. Yeah, it doesn't look right. I think I should have went with my method of just ballooning in it. Grab the size, connect the faces, maybe. I mean, let's try the bullion method. Yeah, semicircle. So if I fill this in as a huge Engon, should be fine. And then if we get a circle. put it in here. Because that's the shape it kind of looks like. Does it? It actually goes underneath that line here. And it's actually almost matched up with that. It looks like the gap here is way too big. Maybe the problem partially is that I got this too tall. Yeah, that's probably partly what was going on as well. With that said, I think it's coming out a little too wide now too. I think this at the top needs to be wider. Oh, not wider, sorry, more like this. Yeah, I pop that in there. And then we put it in it. Make it a little bit wider. Oh wait, it needs to be underneath this line. A little bit wider. Like so. That still doesn't look right. It needs to kind of match that arc, right? So that's probably closer. I probably need a couple more bevels on that. The arc in the picture is very round. Well, as in, you think that's not stretched at all? Really? I feel like that is stretched. That's it there. If you gave that a full circle, that'd be more like an egg shape. Oh, top arc. Oh. That is... Wait. Yeah. Do you think I need to arc it more or less? Well, let's just check if the boolean works at all. That didn't do anything. Because there's an end gone. Ah, itch. It's actually because there's an end gone. How long did it take you to finally understand what you need or what you were doing in Blender? I've technically been using Blender since I was... Oh, wait. Who is this clock for? It's just for an environment I started making. It's this guy over here. So yeah, it's for that. Can you get the part of the picture in Blender as a plane behind it? I could... On the model that way, I could. I mean, I've got Oh, wait, what? Oh, there you go. I've got like it here. The problem is, it's like really hard to align with it. Oh wow, it's obviously way too tall though. Wow, hold on a minute. I've been doing Blender since I was 13 years old, so it's really hard to say because I stopped using it in university. And I jumped back on using it a couple of years ago. So it's been a little bit of a wild ride on Blender. Oh bugger! It's all... Oh yeah, look. Can't just pull it down. Can I pull it down according to its locals? I can. Kind of. Yeah, I can. These are definitely lower. This is definitely lower. Oh, looks like he's got ears. And then the arc is definitely stronger, like you said. Closer to that. We're not going to be able to perfectly replicate it, but yeah, closer to that. This is a whack over here now. Look, only goes to like there. Yeah. Somehow it looks wider at the bottom. Oh, you know what? I think it's because it's thicker. Yeah. That's already closer. Now if we go this, we get back to our original spot, and that's... There is no way. I think that's the perspective. It has to be. Because that does not look like it's the same thing at all now. Advice on what to know while using blended, like some key do's and don'ts. Ooh, so there's quite a few. Like, a big one is try to keep your meshes separate as possible. I try to show this using a monitor. So when you're making like a monitor, right? Oh, actually, there's another note I can make here too. So another do and don't is determine whether or not you need to inset the face by pressing I or E in scaling. Whoops, E in scaling. Or you need to actually insert edge loops. Right? So if you insert edge loops, we can go, look, oh, we got a part of the screen. But now you got all this geometry on the back that you don't need. Now I could put like a bracket on it or something and then have that come down, have it come down to here. It comes out to here and like this, right? And I've got like this kind of looking monitor. The problem is two things. So I've got all this extra geometry here that I don't need. I could have easily done this. And then I could have grabbed that face, inset it instead. Inset it. Pull that in, grab the back, and now similar. You could then do the similar thing here. Inset that, pull that out, pull that out, pull that out, pull that out, pull this out, and boom, we have like a similar looking thing. However, that is still not the best way to do this. So, lesson one: knowing when to inset and when to insert edge loop. So this one with inset causing us to have these corners to come out like this. You know what I mean? And we've saved on all that sort of poly count around here. Now that can be helpful in a lot of different ways, not just on your poly count. Usually you have problems with modifiers and stuff like that, like the subdivide, so as you can see here, yeah, look, our smooth looks different than if we smooth this, because the different geometry in different places, right? So usually you want to inset when you can, but insert edge loops when you also need to. It's something you feel around for and you sort of know how to do over time. I am so hot. What's it in this room now? 31.5 degrees Celsius. So now if we make another monitor, I'll show you the correct way to do it. Stop being awesome. Thank you. So the correct way to do something like this, and this is a very, 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 very important thing, is knowing when to separate out shapes. So, as you saw, I did this and pulled this out. Oops, pull this out like this. And then grab this and pull this down. Probably not the way you want to do it. Probably the way you want to do it. Now, this is a tip on a tip. One, try to keep things separated as if they would be in real life, right? On an actual monitor, this part of the back here that you'd have it attached to would be a separate mesh entirely. And all you got to do is make it so it intersects with it. Or sits on top perfectly, depending on if you want like bevels. To make it look like it's like not actually attached to it. But you can intersect it too. And then we put a like edge loop here. We pull this down. And then you can even do the bottom base as a separate mesh. Like this. So now... Whoa. So now... This is 3 separate meshes. So what I was doing there was I was duplicating faces. How you live for? I'm gonna head out for. How you live for? I'm gonna head out for a walk. I'm glad to have joined. Have a good one, man. So what I was also doing is I was pressing Shift D to correct if separate. Yeah. It's better as separate shapes. It doesn't always need to be separate, like the clock I'm making. Clearly, none of this is separate. This is one huge, unique shape. So what I was doing there was I was pushing Shift D and then using that as our new mesh. If you can, don't create a new mesh and then do that. If the surface you're working with is close enough to what you need to attach to it, just duplicate it by Shift D by set to face and then scale that and using that. That's a tip for speed. Oh, how long am I live for? I don't know yet. I'll see how I feel as I stream more. So yeah, it's better to keep it separate. A very good example of me doing that. I don't think it's on my recents. Where would I have put it? What was it called? Stay, fave, or... let me go to my recent stream. So I modeled a... Have I got it on here? Or did I model it off stream? Right. I modeled a electric lighter, which is this guy. If I come into here and find out what it's called. Oh, I haven't named it yet. Oh no, this is like a screwdriver. What am I? Oh, here. It's on desktop electric lighter.blend. I can hear myself. Why am I always messing up? Rushing, man. That's why. It is so warm. I need a drink. I need a drink so bad. I'm gonna grab one in a minute. Alright, so I put this into a new folder location, didn't I? Desktop, the 2nd of the 9th. 21st of the 1st. Can't be it. Last question: when I have too many polygons, what do I do to make it as detailed or close, but not reduce the performance in my animations? In animations, well, poly count and animation are two different things. One's modeling, one's animations. If you don't want to reduce poly count because the animation looks like it's not, like if you feel like you need the extra poly count to make the arms bend differently, there's not really a workaround for that. You kind of just got to make it look as good as possible. If you're talking about poly count in general, you bake normals down. Which gives you extra detail on the surface. So if we, for example, I was going to find this file, but I don't know where I got it. 29th of the 3rd, it's got to be that one. Oh no, it's 2021. Oh. Oh, it's on my desktop. There you go. So just go over separate parts. For example, this guy. Look at all the separate parts. So anything that ducks. To be fair, this is all separate parts as well. So the parts that go in, obviously, you need to be part of the same part. But it's like even like with here, I've got this, then I've got this plug in here. We've got a separate button, separate parts here. If I go into here, this is separate to this. This back part is completely separate shape. This part here, this is actually a low poly, so this is a good example too. So the high poly, that's not the high poly. The high poly, that one. High poly, which is, oh no, that's not the high poly. What's the high poly? That's got bones in it, so I could bend it, and then I baked the bones to have it so it's a bent shape. There's the high poly. The high poly, hello, it is Ufi. Hello, Ufi. For example, the high poly was like this, right? And then I took that information, I baked it. It's bent now, but I baked it to get onto this version. Thank you, Yuffie. That's very nice of you. When you bake it, you'll end up with... substances opening so I can show you guys. You'll end up with something like this. So this is just on my normals. If I move the light, it looks like it's got that detail, but as soon as I delete my normal map and delete my like ambient occlusion and my curvature, you can see that is actually just a flat object. But I baked in the high poly. If you don't know how to bake high poly, you can find tons of videos of that. It will bake that information and it makes it look like it's higher poly than it actually is. And then after that was rendered, that looked like this. This is just a little fun asset I was working on. Close that. Close that. And let's work more on this graph of clock. So yeah, that... delete all that. That already looks like it's wrong now. After... wait, where is everything? Wait, what? Oh. Oh, wait, what? What's going on? Delete you, delete you, delete you. There you go. That already looks like it's now not matching that shape at all. That definitely looks like it's significantly thinner. But when I aligned it to what it looked like on here, to be fair, what I should do is move this around to align. When I aligned it to what that looked like, actually, you know what? Why don't we align it with here? So first of all, it needs to slightly be off the ground. You match, and it clearly needs to be scaled down, and it needs to match there. So when it goes over here, it definitely needs to be thinner. I like this person drew it in lots of different ways, and it slightly tilted, but it's all like this. That looks pretty good. A little bit bigger, a little bit shorter. Yeah? Well, this part comes up much earlier. Why is it sometimes the simplest of shapes just blow my mind? I'm like, can't do it. I feel like that's in any job though, right? And no matter where you work, sometimes the simple stuff is what's the hardest. I was trying for a 3D face model and then saw that the meshes wanted to say, I wanted to say before, were like human tissue in the video. So do I need to understand the object? Oh, right. Okay. So what you need to know about that is that's different types of texture work, right? So if we go into, I'll load up a scene and I can show you kind of an example of this. Yeah, it needs to be down a little bit. Oh, that matches way better. Oh, it still needs to be down a tiny bit more, I think. I could also work on moving these lines to match so we don't warp. So these guys here can come down, some in the back. Oh wait, hold on a minute. I'm moving on local, that should be fine. So if I move that down. Oh, it's not. Ew. Well, that's bad. Hold on a minute. Let's rotate it back to its normal axes. And then pull them down. But let's pull them down with everything. So we go like this. Then pull them down. Cool. Okay. That still from front looks way too thick. But when I've got it like aligned with this, oh, to be fair, that part is way too thick. So first of all, that needs to be pulled down way more. And this part needs to be... Does the whole top part need to be made thinner? Maybe. think it might do. Because it needs, you can see that's too thin. I'll give it a little bit, bring in a little bit more here. You try and make a VR chat model for me. I cannot because I charge. Unless you're willing to pay, I charge for all my 3D work. Yeah, I think this part that seems to be thicker, I think is partially the problem. I think this part needs to be lifted up a tiny bit. So I gotta move these in. I feel like this could just be texture work. I don't actually use the model here. Those model animations are so... Wait, which model animations? Anyways, so when you talk about surface detailing, right? So if we look at something like this, when I get kind of close, we got... So this doesn't look amazing, but we got this kind of leathery texture when we get close, which... Go to here. Oh, you know what? I've not got it turned on. There you go. So, as you can see, it now looks like it's more detailed when you get close. By default, the texture looks like this. Right? Because I baked this texture and I can't make it 8K or 16K. 4K is kind of the tops of video games. So if I get close, like, you got all this like low detailing. But if I were to enable this... Oh, it's too much. If I were to enable this, it now gives it the illusion like it's got more detail. What that's doing, and it's probably similar for human skin, is you take a texture and you've got your base model, which would be, oh, annoyingly it's not in there, which would be this. This is my base texture, 4K. And that still didn't look like it was detailed enough when I was close. So what you do is you then get like a texture, for example, a leather texture in this case, that tiles, right? Which means no matter how much I scale it up, it will always tile. Kind of like grass textures, right? They will always tile across each other. So what I did was I got this texture, I tiled it a bunch, and then I threw that on top of what we already had for normals. So then when that's tiled across the entire surface a lot of times, it then gives the illusion you've got those extra bit of detailing, and then you know, when it's off, doesn't look as intense. Yeah, for infinite texture quality, as Mega Cool Man just said. Sometimes, if they're too unique looking, you can see where they tile. But if you've got a good enough texture, you'll be able to avoid that, and you could just tile them indefinitely, and it'll give you detail. That usually works in tangent with baked textures, like I've got here. Because if you just use tiling textures, you won't be able to get like crevice detailing. You won't be able to get like mold building up in the corner or something, because you can't just tile that surface. So mixing them together so you get those extra details. And yeah, it just means you can... They're called detail normals and detailed roughness, I think. And they're basically... They work together with giving you unlimited detail to your asset. Unlimited detail to your asset. If I filled this... Oh, look at that. Ooh. Up in there. If I then tried to... Where is... Okay. This moved a lot, didn't it? Let's just go 0, 0, 0. There's nowhere that counts as 0, 0, 0. Location. Nope. Oh, okay. To say there's nowhere that counts as 0, 0, 0. Let's scale this down. Are you making a game? I am for work. This is just for fun. This is just for fun. I am a 3D artist. If you meet any 3D artists, they likely aren't making games. They are just making art, which is what I'm doing. This is a scene I saw. I thought it looked cool, and I'm just going ahead and modeling some of the assets. If we actually scroll over to the side, have I hit him? Over here, we've got this guy. Wow. Turn you around. Cool. So yeah, we're just modeling that at the moment. I need to... Oh, maybe that didn't work because it's got a hole at the bottom. Pull you down. Baby, are you down, 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 down? They are not central. Cool. That is still not central. Oh. There you go. Neither is you. There you go. I start modeling in Blender because I'm asking a Counter-Strike map? Because you're making a Counter-Strike map, I assume. Does more meshes mean better? Natural movement for faces? More meshes or more textures? It technically comes down to that, which means this is definitely a tad lower. Again, we could change dimensions later on. This isn't like set in stone. If this doesn't look right when we have a relook at it, those lines that have meshes, those lines that have. Can I explain? This definitely needs to be wider. Like, this looks really bad not being wider. Oh, let's let the back in it. Cool. That's too wide now. That? Maybe? Kind of worked. See, that's not worked insanely well, but we've definitely got a shape we're kind of looking for. Should not have beveled it. You know what? We're just going to create another sphere quickly. Oh. There you go. Let's get a circle again. We're going 32, so we've got a bit more definition. Rotate that. What are people doing? I can hear lots of noises outside. Pull that in, pull that back. Brilliant is something I always recommend avoid doing if you can, but in this case I feel like I can't get the shape I'm looking for without doing it. Yeah, that looks like the right thickness. Get a little bit taller. This just doesn't look right. This just needs to be spaced out more, which then makes me want to lift this whole thing up, give us a little bit more room. But that didn't look right when we aligned it. But for now, I'm going to do that. And again, change it later, so I'm not stuck on this one shape for ages. Brilliant. That shape. Apply. There you go. Line might be a little too thin over here, so let's lift it up. Now, Boolean shapes are always bad for geometry. Almost always. I want to clarify, almost always. I think for purpose of ease, I'm going to lift up to this point and merge those vertices. That's it. There you go. I think that just makes the shape a bit easier to work with. Oh, the Boolean's not working now, though. There you go. And then if I now want to change the shape, I can just select it all. Change it however I want. I do think it needs to be a little bit like that. And that looks... Lift it higher. Why does it break when it goes to that point? You see that? Was you good? Oh, it's because this definitely needs to be like this. This needs to be like this. There you go. And then I technically don't need this shape here. What's my clock? There you go. Clock in the middle. Scrub the top and make it a little bit taller. Down a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, what, you guys are writing a lot of stuff. Wait, what did moderate? Make cool man send me moderate. Oops. Oh, is that the infinite detail? Oh, you make is that like when it fades when it gets closer, like it expands it more? Yeah. That's a pretty good link. That's a very common thing, but for some reason when I set that up, you can see it blending. Hey man, why does the beveling not work sometimes? It depends. If you send me where it's not working. The lines that are like supposed to move are the meshes, like stretch and all. Animate mesh includes sequences of movements for different game scenarios. There are automatic blends to move from one to the next seamless via Google. Wait, so do you mean skeletal meshes? In video games, there's static meshes and skeletal meshes. And then you can animate via blend shapes or the skeletal mesh. I feel like the bevel is too strong here. I feel like we only need like a tiny one. Skeletal. Is that what you're looking for? Skeletal meshes? Like the word you're looking for? Yeah, this will be drawn in like all this part. We still need a weird hole over here, which I could do, but for muscles, this should still be the same. Still a skeletal mesh for muscles. A skeletal mesh is just a term for it. You're not actually putting a skeleton in. What's the easiest way to do this? We want like it here, and we want it here with a thickness of about here, and then we want these guys to move aside. This to move aside. Wow, see the dimensions just don't make sense. Because I need this to come all the way up to where it's only got a thickness of like here. But it only comes up to the bend. Oh, so this almost aligns with the bend. I have modded this very interestingly. Right, it's basically just above that bend, so it's like this. That's made that really tight, but then again I can always do that to make it neater. And then it's coming up to like at the bottom of the bend, so it's coming up to here. Like that. But then that is way too thick, which means the legs are way too low down. Oh, that's not good. Hold on a minute, let's fix this. They're coming in a little too much. I think it is. There we go. See, I probably don't even need this. I could have probably connected it to here. Oh, that's too late now. And then it almost aligns with that, which is basically like this. And this part needs to come out like this. But there. Which means you end up with a shape in my scenario anyway. Actually, that needs to be way thicker. This is thicker than this by quite a margin. That. Yeah, which means the legs need to be lifted up drastically, right? So you get the right amount of area here. And that comes in like this. With a internal bevel. Well, it actually didn't need internal bevel, but that just needs to be like a gold texture in there. Whatever that is. This part is definitely a struggle. It's just not a very good mesh there. Oh well. That works for now. I'll adjust that later to look closer to what we're actually looking for. Only moving separate ways because I'm Michael. Move that to the side. I like how the scale of these guys are drastically different. There you go. This was that shape over there. I'm not going to do. Down looks pretty easy. That's just, we've got paper and documents. That one is literally just some cylinders. So we'll just stick with 16. Oops. 16. Grab that, pull that. You know what? Let's stick with 32. I'm sitting here thinking about the low polyness, but I don't need to keep it low poly. I say this with a lot of my scenes, but I don't need to keep it low poly. Freedom to do whatever I want. That's definitely wider than the base. It's like this. Yeah, low poly does have a the problem is it's clearly like a solid color lit scene, right? So the poly you don't even really notice poly because it's a drawing anyway, but you won't even notice poly because I'll end up with a scene that looks like my old scene, which was, if you didn't see it already, which was basically this one. In fact, it'd be even flatter lit than that. I feel like I want this this environment needs to be looking very flatly lit. This was the original. That's not my drawing, to clarify. I just made the 3D version. The color correction still needs to be better on mine. I never got around to doing that. I could have actually edited it in post to probably do something like that. Wait, I don't need that. I just need this. And then I'll probably just bevel this. To do something like this. It looks like it's smooth. That is clearly way too big. So I feel like both of these are way too big. These both need to be thinned out a little bit. Like so. This is too big in general. Well, not too big in general. I think it just needs this part brought down a tad. Something like that. So think of that. There you go. What's up, PS1 models? I love PS1 models. I think they look awesome. As in, like, what people have been doing recently in Blender. Or, like, in general, PS1 models. Because obviously, PS1 models were low poly in the first place because they weren't able to achieve anything higher poly. Obviously. But if you're talking about these remakes people have been doing recently, I think that looks awesome. Because it's, weirdly enough, hard to achieve. Because especially people who are recent artists, because you've come to realize that, or you've come to model in a very specific way, that's all I'll say. So when you're doing that, it's very different. I don't fully agree with that, because it really depends on the game, right? When you talk about Crash Bandicoot stuff, those things look really, really good, but like, if you look at some old shooting games, are a very good example. They just look pretty bad. I mean, not a shooting game, but I mean, I think certain things look really good and certain things just don't hold up very well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Really, games that were trying to be realistic don't work well. But games that, oh dear God, but games that, you know what though? I've always thought Metal Gear Solid 2 looked good, despite being a realistic game. I don't know. That looks okay. I don't know what it was, but wait, what's this list? Top best looking. Oh, best looking PS2 games. Well, that's obviously gonna look good. But I always thought Metal Gear Solid looked good. Yeah, stylized games I think will always hold up, like the original Wind Waker. I still think holds up perfectly fine today. That's the remake. Oh, that's in Unreal. That's not even remade. Like, this looks perfectly fine. I think if you release that today, people would still be okay with that. Obviously, the remake that they made was really cool. Oops, remake. Oh, no, sorry. Wii U? Like, looks really nice because they just flat out improved it. Wait, let's just make HD versus original. Here we go. Let's get some comparisons. That's a very zoomed in image. That's kind of unfair. The thing with that is that's more the screen quality, right? If you upscaled that to 1080p... I just realized what Mega Cool Man said. If you scaled that up to 1080p, you wouldn't have these like really bad pixelated lines. So I feel like that's a bad example because yeah, if you just upscaled it, you'd be fine. You know what? The Wii U version kind of just looks upscaled mostly. I thought they remade it entirely. I can't see many comparisons. Oh yeah, is that actually the difference? Or am I just looking at terrible like images right now? We'll make a HD remake. Can you stop showing me the Unreal Engine one? This is what someone else is doing. But even so, I think the graphics hold up anyway. PS2 isn't too low poly like the PS1, thankfully. It often can do really detailed graphics in certain games. It really depends on the company that was doing stuff for it. Because I feel like some companies were still stuck in the mindset of keeping things really low poly, so you will sometimes find some really low poly PS2 games. But yeah, it really depends. Artistic, age is good, but realism always will get better and will start dating. Team Fortress 2 still looks good. Yeah, Team Fortress 2. You know what? I think Half-Life 2 still looks good. I think this still looks fine. I don't know what it is. I know it's supposed to be realistic, but I think Half-Life 2 still looks decent. I don't know. Just slapping textures on flat surfaces still somehow works for me. I'm not sure why. But yeah, Team Fortress 2 will always look good because it's stylized. So that looks fine. I think Half-Life 1 looks terrible. Like, that's too far gone. I was playing Half-Life like Alex on stream not long ago. I should really play more of it. Not in this heat, though. Jesus Christ. I think I'll die. Half-Life 2 is certainly the peak of graphics. I think Half-Life 2 is so good. I don't know how it still feels like it holds up today, but in my opinion, it just does. And we want a massive bulb, apparently, in it. Oh, yeah, we want a little, like, dangly light bit. Or dangly switch. I don't really know where to connect that to. I mean, from the image we're going to be doing, you probably won't be able to see it anyway, so we'll just keep going. I actually replied to a comment earlier. Was it on YouTube? Where was it? No, it was on a Steam forum. It really annoyed me because I was looking at Remnant 2 software or game engine. Can I find it? Here you go. Does Remnant 2 use the same engine like Remnant from the Ashes? From what I gather, it uses Unreal Engine 4, which is perfectly fine. Remnant 2 has probably been in production for 2 to 3 years. How long has Remnant 2 been in development? Ah, man, they've not got any info on it. Either way, that's probably been in development for 2 to 3 years, if not longer, because it takes a while to make a video game, right? Now, when they would have started development on it, Unreal Engine 4 would have been what software was out. Unreal Engine 3 is still experimental. I don't care what anyone says. We have literally, as a company, we have gone out and we've spoken to a lot of other companies, and most of them said they are not swapping to UE5 until there's more documentation on it, until it just works properly and it doesn't got loads of performance issues and stuff. Unreal Engine 5 has so little documentation and it has so many performance issues that it is not good yet. Or if you're a very good developer and you have a big team, you could probably get away with it. But for especially indie companies, I know Remnant isn't an indie company, but Gunfire Games, I think. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, it is better for a company right now, 100% better right now for a company to use UE4 over UE5 because the documentation is better, there's a lot more optimization, and the engine works. At the end of the day, it just works. Still feel like this needs to be thinner. Wrong one. So when I read this comment, well, someone saying, people with old computers crying the UE5 games don't run good on them. LMAO. The gaming industry for years has been spoiled with zero progress in video games. I have no idea where that's coming from. We're using UE5. Well, good luck. We're also using UE5. I don't recommend it. Like, I don't recommend using UE5 still. Like, especially because of things like tessellation being removed and a bunch of stuff being removed and a bunch of stuff falling. I mean, Redfall, didn't that fail as a game anyway? But, and you also want to expand, as a company, you want as many people to be able to play your game as possible, right? If you're using UE5 and you're still trying to cater towards cards that don't have ray tracing capabilities, you then also need to make a decent low to mid-range. If you turn the scalability to middle and low in Unreal Engine, it will swap to screen space instead of Lumen. So if you've developed your game around using Lumen, you also need to develop your game around using screen space. So you're now doubling the amount of effort that needs to go into lighting for your video game. And I've also noticed baking reflections in Unreal Engine 5 don't seem to work properly, at least 5.1. There's a lot of issues with Unreal Engine 5 that I cannot recommend it as a game engine myself yet. So when people complain, I can't believe this company is using UE4 instead of UE5, they clearly have done no research into the two separate engines and how, as a game developer, you are going to want to use an engine that is tried and true, that works perfectly fine. They made Remnant 1 in UE4. They clearly have full-blown experience in UE4, right? If they can achieve what they want graphically in UE4, why would they need to move to UE5? You see where I'm coming from? And to be fair, most games aren't going to use Lumen. Most games are going to use baked lighting, because baked lighting will always get better performance, which means you can cater towards a much larger range of computers. A 3050 using Lumen, 3050, 3060, is 3050 a card? Yeah, 3050 still doesn't get very good performance in Lumen. I have tested it in blank scenes, because people are out of work as a 3050, someone out of work. I've tested them using blank scenes in Lumen with just a couple of cube stuff set up, and they still get less than 100 FPS on a 1080p monitor, and there's nothing in the scene, right? The cap in Unreal Engine without uncapping it is 120, and they couldn't even reach the cap in a basically empty scene. So it's just like, you're not just catering towards old cards, you're catering towards cheaper cards too. As a games company, it's just smarter to use a much well-performing games engine than using one that has worse performance for worse cards. Yeah, I think UE5 will eventually have games for everything. It just needs to progress more. Because I still have like a 1080 Ti. I have no reason to upgrade still. But yeah, anyways. That's my small rant on that. I feel like if anyone has the mindset and they see a game company release something on UE5 instead of UE4 instead of 5 and they're complaining about it, they do not understand how games development works. I think Unity is really, really good. I think it's good for mobile games though. I tend to, graphically anyway, I tend to find games look better. I think games tend to look better in UE5 because just what UE5, UE4, sorry, because what it tends to offer, and I personally prefer developing UE5, and I haven't developed in UE4 very much. UE4 Unity, sorry, very much, but UE5 is just such a UE4 is such a great software for artists, whereas Unity feels like it's a more of a development tool for programmers, which is understandable because at the end of the day, to make a video game, you need to be a programmer, not an artist. Not very good shape. I want a bulb shape. You guys been having any problems in UE5 megapixel? What company do you work for? Are you allowed to tell me? Are you allowed to tell me? Holds gun. Holds gun. Can you tell me? The light bulb is usually more top heavy like this. Kind of light bulb shaped. Bit more like that. More top heavy, lower heavy. Feel like it needs like that. Enough. It has a huge bulb in it from the concept, right? Yeah. Not that huge, but like that big, right? And I don't need... You probably can only see it from this angle when I will render it, so... Because where is that? Where is it? Not that. Oh, that. Yeah, like you can only see it from there, so... I want to be able to move through the environment a little bit, but not enough that you'll be able to see stuff like that. It's fine. I feel like it's a little too tall. We'll shrink it. Shrink it a tad and pull it back over. A lot of these assets will likely change, just because I need to align it with the environment when I'm done. GTA... Wait, what's this? GTA 5, question mark? As in, do I like it? 6? What about PC? Some PC, but mostly PS3. The issue I have is the artists wanting to use the cool stuff and the devs being like, nah. Like, I was making a bunch of rocks with the intention of using nanite because that's what my lead wants, but with no idea if it's going to be used. Yeah, Nanites doesn't work with a DirectX 11 card or lower. At least you can't visualize it. I think nanites are not at a point where we should be using it as fundamental optimization. I feel like LODs are still fine. But I guess it depends on the game you're making. If you've made a rock that requires nanites, like you've not mega scanned them, then you've made a very high polyed rock. You could have probably achieved it not being as high poly, right? Like, I feel like nanites' primary use is not mega scans, but photo scan stuff. Typewriter of only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 bytes. Do I want to 3D model that, or do I want to just paint that on? I think both options are completely fine. Not too... Ooh, not too high. It was more to not bake and have much... Oh, that makes sense. What a nice stream. We'll be ashamed of something happened to it. Oh, no. 24 months, this guy. Like, this one I could model around here, right? Problem is, that's too low down. I need to model it, like, here. That shape's interesting because it needs to be like a cut in the middle, so it goes like there. Jesus, stop there. Jesus, stop. And it goes to there because then it's got to have that part. And then it only cuts... Oh, wait, so that's like a solid bit here. So I've curved that way too much. In fact, it doesn't even need to be curved, I don't think. I kind of want a quick bevel on it, though. Just like that. This definitely needs to be coming back. Will it look better with those inconsistencies or with proper alignment? That's the problem. Is that, yeah, will it look better with proper alignment or... I was looking at that basically earlier, but we'll determine as we go. There. Definitely a bit wider. Lifted here. This ends early here because you've got this part here, but then it clearly goes back further. So what I need is it to do something more like... How do I keep moving? Like this, because then that's where you get the cut. I don't know how the cut would look though. Not sure. We'll model this part first. So I could do this a couple ways. We could just grab this, pull this down, because it cuts the entire thing, so that's fine actually. And then we could literally just bevel that and have the cut come in, move, add the surface, and we basically get what we're looking for. Doesn't quite align with what we actually got, so let's try that again. I shouldn't have kept this for now. I should bevel it afterwards, just to make it easier on myself. Oh, you know what? Annoyingly, come down. Really? I want it to come down and align properly with that, but it won't let me. So I guess I'll just do this. And that will. It will it? Hold on a minute. Oh, I can pull just... Right, so what... Yeah, what I want to do is pull that down so it aligns with the normals. Then I can pull this down and just clip that. There you go. I thought Blender would just let me do it with both. Apparently not. And yeah, then I can bevel these and go for the curve. That curve is still not enough, so I need to pull it down. Let's get it as tight as we can. I've selected the wrong part. And then bevel. Because it raises up, as you see, as you do that. Even now it's not enough, but what I can do is set all that. Do it through the active point so it bends that, and I can bend that a little bit more down, I'd say. I'm gonna stretch it a little bit out as well. Wait, if I do that, I should select the whole thing and do it. Still not coming enough down at the bottom, but instead, I think to resolve that, we'll just lift this up. Oh, I can't because I won't match now. We'll just leave it like that then. Then we want all the extra little bits on it. So the keys, that clearly bevels a lot there. So it's like that. Maybe not even that, so it's more like this. You should use a texture to represent those keys. So it's like, yeah, I was thinking that, right? Just get the generic shape and then the texture the rest. I think you're right. I think you're right. So just like get like this. This still doesn't look right actually. Let me is that already not flattened? So if you've got a face that's not flattened to how you want, we could do... Not you. Actually, I'll turn you off anyway. As long as you've got normal selected in here, it should flatten it along all the normals. There you go. I'll keep that nice and flat for you. That's definitely curved to a degree there. At least it looks like it. So just a slight bit there. We'll get some bevels on the edges. It will be good. It will be good. It was a nice stream, and thanks. Thank you for those tips. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you when you're around next, whenever that may be. I think I want to do that, but when I aligned it, that's pretty much where it is. I feel like this. The problem here is this needs to come in more. It doesn't look right here. But if I do that, I kind of want to grab all of it. I don't know. I feel like... Stop. Why have I got the normal sets again? I feel like all of it needs to be thingied. Fine. We need some paper coming out. So this is clearly too thick here. It doesn't really show what's going on, but it's clearly got like a gap for it to go in. Whether it's something like this, and then I can just grab this part here. I want to do this. I could just delete the face, but then again, that whole thing is connected there, so I can't do that. Maybe what I want to do. This would kind of make it easier for protection. Is do something like this. Select everything now that isn't that. So all the way up to here. Do one extra here. I like I was talking about low poly, and I'm just like going ham on not making this low poly. And then we could always have this as a separate. Can I inset this? Not the same way. Not the way I wanted it to. I mean, I could do this, like that new shape I just made, and then have this inset, sorry, like that, to get shape more like this. And if I do like a quickie bevel around that too, because that way that black line will generate with the shader, presumably, and we end up with a shape like that. That's not too bad. But the problem is now is we've got an end on here for some reason. We've got this shape to deal with here. How do I want to progress with this? Now we've got this inner shape here. So what I could do is just somehow intersect this. The question is, how do I want to do that? I think all I got to do is just what I got to do is pull this down. Pull this down. Pull that down like that. Put it down, flatten it. Down. That. And then we need this shape to match with this. I feel like I've done this in a very convoluted way again. Right. A better way to do it. But let's go and do. What I should really be doing, fixing this end on first. I'm not really sure how to fix that actually. What I should be doing is I should just separate this shape out entirely. Right here. Now this we have as a separate shape to work with. That's better. Cool. Now what I want this will align with here. There you go. Wait, but I want this to dent in. Hold on a minute. I want all this. Alright, that's fine. Yeah. I want all this dent in, so I've got to do is connect you, connect you. Connect you, connect you. Select all these, then bring you down. Flatten that out. And if I want to fill them in, I can select that and then go bridge. Well, we've got that little hole. Now we then want a bit of paper. Now, do I give the paper a thickness? Obviously, paper, usually you wouldn't probably give it thickness. Actually, should have been a hole there too. Should I have just had a cut in here? No, because the paper needs to slip in all the way, so you wouldn't have needed that. Well, that wouldn't have made sense anyway. I think this is fine. I think this works. As long as it works, we're good. Oh, I shouldn't have moved it like that. Then again, you have slightly offsetting. It's not a bad thing. You could just right click like this to pull this over. I kind of only want it to pull over a little bit, right? So a little bit like that. Not quite. Put it down. Then we want it to go That's you. Pull you down. Pull you down. That's you and do a bevel. got like our little paper coming out. I feel like that's still not coming out enough, right? Still should do like one more. Right. This is definitely too wide, like 100%. Why is that part there? Oh, right. Yeah, this is still way too wide. It just does not look right. Definitely needs to be like this. Which then means all of these parts just come out a bit wider. Give it more of a curve. Oh. Uh-oh. So many bevels and stuff on it now. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this straight now. That works fine. This looks like it comes from the back, right? Because this is what this is resting on, yeah? I think. This can come all the way to here. Looks like that's like a thin part that goes like this. Drops down here. Then it looks like this part. Does this. I don't really know what the back's supposed to look like. We probably should have just kept it as a solid object. I mean, it's fine. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. That paper is not aligned correctly. There you go. I feel like it's far too thick at the back. Well, that needs to be pulled in a little bit. Oh, that's not aligned there now. Works. Could do something like this. A bit crinkling. If we go like this, then we go, oops, go random select. Nah, we keep it flat. It's a very low lit scene. I don't need to go too over the top of this kind of stuff. This looks like it's got a little bit in the middle. So, what I mean by that, grab this. Like I've not got this central at all. I should probably grab you in. Yeah. This looks big. It looks like it rounds, to be honest. So what I think it looks like it's doing is it comes in, and what I can do is I can do this. Whoa, where'd it go? Hello. Actually, no, it looks a bit bigger than that. Let's just go down like here. Oh, I need like a bar in it too, so it actually needs to be a gap. Then I want this part to do this. fill. And then what I could do is I could set this and this and then smooth those over. Because to me, that's what it looks like it's doing. But that kind of shape. Maybe even thinner as we go into this center part. Yeah, something like that. Cool. I really, really, really want this being the center of the grid. At least roughly in the center. So that way I can mirror this. I'm just going to use this one as a square. Wait, does this go around the back? It might do. It might do something like that. And it like there's a little notch around the back. Don't know. I think I will do that though. That'll look neat. Oh, did not mean to do that. Alright. Bit mirror, don't I? We want to subdivide it. Then I think all we need to do... you know what, actually? What if I just do it this way? Ooh, I done that wrong. No, I haven't. But yeah, I have. Yeah, and then I gotta do this and this. That's the kind of shape I'm looking for, right? I think. For sure. It might even just look better if I keep those. Yeah, that's more the shape I'm looking for. Can I do that? No. Okay, fine. Let's mirror this. Do that. Please go this way. That. Looks thicker around here now, though. Probably because it is. Grab this. This. Put him a little bit to make it look more. In. Definitely needs to be thicker, I think. Problem is doing that, it scales it really weirdly. So we'll scale like this instead, yeah. Scale like this. Pull you back in. Like that. Still needs to be thicker. Like how I keep grabbing that by accident. Yeah, probably. Maybe a little bit thinner than that. But yeah, I feel like it's got to be pretty thick. Which kind of makes me want to make that bigger, but that's fine. If I align that now, we moved it a little bit, but if we move that over and scale it a tad. Nice, set all the origin points. No, I can't. Convert everything. Origin points, scale it a little bit, try to align that. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good, yeah. A little bit taller. This needs to be backed out a little bit more. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit shorter. Which I probably just want to squish it to do that, right? So that way I don't mess up any of the shape. That's huge over here, though. Yeah, these parts are way bigger than what I've made them. Yeah, I should have noticed. Look how far down it comes. It's like here if you go diagonally. Ooh. Like that. Like that. Let me pull you up as well. Pull you back as well. Pull you back as well. Cool. This guy's definitely much more massive. You know what? I've mirrored it now. Well, I've applied the mirror now. That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna Oh, I've moved it. I can't really do the mirror. Fine. I'll scale them up. It needs to be significantly bigger. Not that much bigger. It doesn't need to perfectly align, just enough that. Good. Oh, that is. Oh yeah, because it's been made a lot thicker, so this needs to be like pulled back anyway to like. Oh wow, yeah. How am I going to do this? This be pulled back to like here. With the arm on this. I really shouldn't have applied all the modifiers. Made it significantly harder. Yeah. Cool, and this guy be pulled out way further. I need this to stay in here, this to go there, and this can come up here, however it needs to look. Yeah, that's closer. It also needs to be wider. Hold on a minute. It's almost like... Almost like this part should have come forward here too. Like this should have been like this. I really shouldn't have applied that bevel. Or I shouldn't have applied any of the stuff to it yet. It actually works, even though it's messed up the geometry a little bit. Right, then I think what it should be doing personally. Well, actually. Oh yeah, it could it doesn't look like it's doing that there. I don't know. Then how's the paper going all the way across to here? Well, not here, but here. Maybe all of it just had a bit in it that I should have done. I don't mind making it overlap. Nobody's gonna ever notice. Nobody's gonna know. I am probably gonna end soon. I think I'm getting a headache from how hot it is in my room. I think yeah, just got like papers on the desk. But I might do a bit more of this off stream at some point anyway. Because this looks like it'd be a very, very fun project. Oh, can't quite select it. Hold on a minute. So what it needs to do, quick put a cube in, make sure this aligns. It does align. This is get above the ground, like roughly that. Cool. I made that more transparent. Actually, I guess I could just go into wireframe. Yeah, cool. Breeze. This needs to sit on top of that, so over here. Can I do it from the bottom? Bottom. It's a point scale. There you go. Roughly correct. It would technically be pushed against the wall, so it'd be like that. Yep, that aligns it relatively well. Maybe come in a little bit. It doesn't have to completely touch the wall. Then we've got this guy. Oh wow, it shows the active point like that. That's interesting. He needs to be rotated 90 degrees. Wait, what needs to be mirrored? Oh yeah, I never tilted the back. Back. Definitely thicker. If it does it properly on Locus Space, let's tilt back. Oh yeah, definitely thicker. Not sure how much thicker. We'll do that too. Put that around. Get that actually aligned with that, so that tilt that around there. Actually make sure I'm selecting this instead. Cool. And tilt that back. Yeah, that's good enough. Weirdly enough, it doesn't seem to just align correctly. Because that's tilt backs to about here. You can see the line here. If that tilt backs to here, how's that part like here? You know what I mean? Like that seems to have a different... Whatever, it's fine. He's not actually in the right spot anyway. Technically, it would have to be about here-ish. Because then you'd need the table... sit underneath him about here. Like so. It looks like these edges... It looks like the whole thing bevels a little bit, so I'm actually just going to manually do a quick bevelly wevelly. Cool. I don't know, is that like an underneath part to it? I'm not quite sure. That honestly, that kind of looks like it's just underneath here. Scale that down, scale that in until it gets to that point. Scale that down, right? Literally just looks like that, and then maybe a quick bevel on there too. You got like the little cassette box, which I'll actually do the shape on here because it's already perfectly aligned for me. When it comes up, it comes out. Weirdly enough, this also doesn't feel like it works out correctly on the z-axis, but oh well, we're going to ignore that. We'll do something generic and kind of working, like so. Now, technically this goes like this, and then this comes in. What I could do is delete this, put in a hole here, and that, do a bevel here, and we get a hole. Grab the edges, do this, smooth that over so we get that, make this so it actually connects to the edges, last. So there's still a pretty bad angle on, but it's not as bad if I at least connect these edges. Cool. Also, oh, right, I need to be on the other side too. Separate this out. The origin to side it. Delete. Put that in. Delete this. Do a mirror. Clip it. Go solidify. Give it thickness. Look, I never get that. Where it like sort of bends out that thickness. Is there not a way even thickness? You know what I mean? Look, like it just never seems to work the way I want it to. It always like bends a little bit, and then like a bevel on top of that. See, the bend makes it not work. apply, apply. Select those parts so they don't bend. Ooh. Cool. Yep, that aligns pretty much perfectly. And then you've just got these rectangle things in there, which... Grab the table again because it's somewhat aligned. Cool. Hold on a minute. You can't flare out. No, that shape also doesn't make sense. Because you can't flare out whatever's in there. They're presumably square. I mean, I could flare out if I wanted to. I mean, maybe I will, just for the authentic of the piece, but... Authenticity? Authentic? You know what I mean? Like... It can only be as thick as... If it's a square thing, it can only be as thick as it is on the bottom. But I'm going to flare out anyway, just to make it look good. Pull out a bit more, pull it out. Separate. I know, maybe it is. Maybe I was too hasty. Ooh. Too hasty. Pull it in. Gotta make it roughly align with it. And then pull out. And then pull out. And then make it thicker. It's gonna get black lines around all of them anyway, but we'll make it thicker. Oh, nice. That did not go the way I wanted it to go. That's roughly right. And they don't quite hit the back. So I'll probably just do this. We want a circle. We want to place the circle. Yeah. This is how I should have done from the start. I just really didn't want to when I first started. Sue me. So we've got that part that comes in here. So basically we need... So I kind of want it to mostly fit the shape. So we'll do some minor adjustments to do that. Wait, what's happening here? I don't even know. Need to be able to see through it though. Looks like it like creases in, which is fine. Fine. It's fun. And it will basically grab these pieces here, make sure these go alongside where they need to go, and then they can just be pulled inwards, not up. I can't use the z-axis. Technically what I should do is go like this. No, like this, yeah. So I can place it like that. But in this case I need to add some extra vertices here, so I can have that then. And not that one, place that there. We need to exclude the z. Well, that looks pretty good. I mean, filling in works, but I feel like there needs to be a slight thickness to it. removed that. Or a solid. It doesn't look very good. Maybe I can't feel it. What was I something like that now? It's not very good. Oh, because it's got a bottom to it. So why does it still look so weird? There we go. Now it's subdivided we could do if we really want to, but you'd have to select like the parts that we need sharp. And then do a crease. There. Bit in here. Oh, here. Those parts still a sharp cut. Yeah, it's pretty good. The other rug there, I'll do separately. That I'll do separately. Quickly do the stairs. Stairs, and then we're done. Stairs and platform up here, then we're done. No more. No more. And I feel like that's pretty good progress. I feel like this isn't raised up enough at all, actually. Right? That needs to be, like, all the way up to here. I mean, it's technically got, like, another layer, so I could just do that. But it still needs that extra bit. Definitely coming out too far over here, I think, as well. So tighten that part in. Tighten this part in. So that almost goes over here. And then we make a duplicate of this. Give that slight thickness there, and that'll be our like tiling we have. But now I think it's going to be slightly through the ground, so I need to raise it all, and then... Oh, that makes this way more difficult. I'll keep it like we had it for now, and we can always adjust the height later. Because what I could do is I could literally just grab the camera, slightly lower that, and you kind of have resolved that issue. And we just make, instead we just grab the bottom. We pull that down. And that resolves that issue. There. We can't ever go below that location. So that needs to start there. Yeah, that's basically it, right? We just want to select this, so that's a normal. Make sure that's as straight as possible. It needs to be clearly thinner. We're on normals again. Clearly thinner. But clearly needs to be lower. God, yeah, it just doesn't match up in every way I'd want it to. I think we average it over here, do another one over here. This one actually looks a little bit different though. Wow, that one really doesn't match up on this side, right? Like, that comes out really far. It's just, like, thicker. Does it get thinner as it gets to the top? Maybe. It looks like there's that. But I don't want to change the shape too drastically. I think we'll just go generic for now. Don't worry about the shape too much. We'll just get it done. Cool, that's working pretty good. Nope. This way, yep. So they're pretty thick. They're pretty thin. Stop. You hit the wrong button. We'll just duplicate these for now. Problem is where that aligns here. Oh, it does kind of stick over it actually, right? Yellow, it like kind of goes over it, that's fine. But it also goes under it, which maybe maybe makes me wanna pull this down more. Oh no, because that go under the ground now. I can't do that. It would have to be this going down more. Yeah, that's... no, I can't do that. That looks wrong. Oh. Getting in the right spot? That looks like it's not high enough, right? Wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone got real quiet in chat real quickly. This is get thin enough that it clips back through, and then I place it to where it needs to go. Like so. There you go. That's better. Still needs to be thinner. Yeah, this is aligned pretty well. We can get the walls in. Walls in really fast, which is literally just like you. Actually, I feel like this needs to be pulled back just a tad to try to average it out. Pull back just a tad. Why does it look like... Wait, what? I have a separate floor plane? Well, that's confusing. Yeah, yeah. And then what we want is to do this. Do this, what we reckon the wall is roughly. But yeah, it's like well, now I've confused myself. Wait, what have I done? Will you get rid of that floating floor? There you go. Well, actually, I don't need to do that. What I can do, move you aside, go to that floating floor. There you go. Move you to the side and move you to where I think the wall is going to be. Roughly here. See, look how much it doesn't match up. I'd have to do this, which is so rough. That's where it would go for that, which means it would need to be here. That now is where that is. So I've gone over so much, but I just don't think I have much of a choice, right? Similar in this kind of scenario where I need this to come over to here, match up roughly with this. I need this to pull back to as far as that goes, like so. And then for the roof, I just need to do this and pull that into as far as it goes. But that doesn't match up at all here now. This was, I've made it a little too thick, I think. I made it a little too dummy thick. And this one definitely can be lower. Right here. That's kind of matching up a little bit better. Then we can do the cuts in here to get this window. So about there, about there, about there. Oh, we've got. What we got to do here, select that, delete that, select you, and you, and we've got those cuts in. We could quickly make the window 2. Something like this, because it's a top. Oh, actually, I don't want to do the window yet. I need the window also. I don't know how I want to do the window. If I actually want lumen light shining in. Ow, this makes my ear really weird. Oh. What's the temperature? 31.1 degrees. Okay, so this can actually sit on this correctly now. I'm gonna call this. There you go. Oh wow, yes, that's not the right place at all. This needs to be about here. Now if we put this back on, I can then adjust it to fit there. Oh. It needs to be big, but not big. This top part's definitely wider. But it can't go through the wall, do you see that? Clip through the wall. So I kind of don't have a choice. Either I pull it forward this way a little bit more. I mean, I can make the thing a little bit thinner. But unless I want to... So wonder if I could slightly adjust the FOV and try to get a nice middle ground. So if I pull you out and then go back in, that would just wait. Does it pull you out? Pull you in? Pull you in? Pull you in. And then zoom out. No, opposite. Yeah. So if I made you like a 70 FOV, you'd make like a middle ground, or 75. Then if I zoom that in, it would slightly bend them. But now things, they go so out of proportion to what I've set up. But it might, if I readjust it, like if I were to pull you up. No, because look how warped that goes. Because this presumably is straight. I mean, it can be slightly, I can slightly lift this up. That makes some sense. Like this part here. It makes some sense that it's not completely straight, and that's fine. Don't know. Definitely difficult. Difficult to think how I would want to do it. Because look, it works perfectly straight here in this angle, but then the edges of this don't work straight. Anyways, I think that's what we're going to do for today. I need to leave this room before I get heat stroke, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye-bye. Where is it? There it is. Boy.